Hello and welcome back to A Few Bits of News. I'm TB Sliver, and in this smaller version of the show, we focus on one thing, in which we call A Few Bytes of News. Before we start, there was a bit of drama over Nintendo and the current DMCA issue. We won't be addressing the issue in this video, as we will be covering this in Krem's Roundup video coming soon. Nintendo had its yearly E3 Direct. Despite the fact it was about 40 minutes long, like most events this year, it was light on information on major releases. More so with the fact that Nintendo had their customary Treehouse event straight after, but today we are focusing on the Direct itself. To open up the Direct, Nintendo showcased its next Smash character, Tekken's Kazuya, who was quite happy to throw many other characters into a volcano, which Kirby opted to just float away, in a 4-minute showcase showing a few of his iconic moves. However, details of the character weren't available when recorded, as they were shown off in a later event, which happened yesterday, 28th of June. The Life is Strange series was the first of the games to be announced being ported to the Switch, with both the remaster and True Colors coming September 10th. Other games included 2 Point Campus, which launches next year, Astria Ascending, September 30th, and Switch-exclusive Cruise and Blast, which has no date as of yet. Worms Rumble, Tony Hawk 1 and 2, and the first Doom Eternal DLC should be released as of recording of this video. Fighting RPG Dragon Ball Z Kakarot releases September 24th and comes bundled with the DLC A New Power Awakens Part 1 and 2. Another bundle on the cards was Danganronpa Decadence. This physical-only bundle contains all 3 anniversary editions of the game, plus V3's board game expanded into a standalone title, Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp. All 4 games will also be sold individually on the eShop. Both the bundle and the games will be released at some point this year. The final 2 bundles came in the form of Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, a remake of the first 3 Monkey Ball games as part of its 20th anniversary, is coming to Switch October 5th, and finally Tactical GBA series Advance Wars is getting the remake treatment with Reboot Camp 1 and 2, with its first 2 games coming in December. Finally, on the third-party side, Shin Megami Tensei 5 was revealed after a long absence since its announcement of it being worked on. The trailer was light on story, however it did showcase how the gameplay works. Those who have played the Persona series or SMT in general would be familiar with its contents. Those that aren't, Krem says it's a good primer for the general idea of the game's contents. The game is due out November 12th, however those that have kept up to date with the news knew this was leaked sometime prior. The first of the major first-party releases was Mario Party Superstars, which will feature 5 N64 boards updated with 100 mini-games from across the series. This will feature online play from day one, unlike the current Mario Party, which only recently added the feature, and is due for release October 29th. If you read our banner on the video, you'll guess what's next. Nintendo dug up an old IP from their storage to bring us the return of Wario in WarioWare Get Together. This version will have co-op in its microgames, if we aren't mistaken a first for the series, and yes, you can screw over your friend. The game is due September 10th. The second game to be dusted off was in the form of Metroid. Yes, they've actually remembered it exists. Not to be confused with the spin-off series of Metroid Prime, in which its 4th game is still in the works. This is the 5th game in the main series, Metroid Dread, which is the direct sequel to Metroid Fusion, which was released 19 years ago. As we found out after the event, Dread is 15 years in the making, and the game itself is the final story in the mainline arc, which started all the way back with the first game. Metroid Dread is due out October 8th. The final segment of the event was Zelda themed. It started out with a trailer for the first half of the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity DLC Season Pass, which has already been released. Next showed a bit of content for Skyward Sword, including how combat will work in handheld mode outside the motion controls, which is due out July 16th. The third thing shown was a new Zelda-themed Game & Watch, which will include NES games of Zelda 1 and 2, and the Game Boy version of Link's Awakening, as well as Game & Watch game Vermin, with Link as the playable character. The Game & Watch will also feature both clock and timer modes, each which has a playable state to them. The device releases on November 12th. The final reveal was something people wanted to see. Nintendo revealed a trailer to the second Breath of the Wild game, where there was a lot to dissect in the trailer. Its main focus was to show off the expanded Hyrule, which now features floating structures in the sky. The name of the game was not given, as Nintendo see it as a spoiler, but they are aiming to have this released in 2022. And that's our roundup of the Nintendo Direct event. As always, thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, as well as hit the little bell icon if you would like to get notified of future videos, as we cover more of the E3 and Summer Games Fest season announcements.